Well, hello everybody. I wanted to show you what you could do with a piece of leftover plywood. Just a plain old piece of wood. I haven't sanded it. I'm not doing nothing to it, but I'm going to stain it. And you should be ideally doing this outside where you've got plenty of air, not in the house like I'm doing it. But you can see I've already done this one front and back. And you can use a light stain, a dark stain, whatever color you wanted. I almost did a light stain on this, but then I decided at the last minute to go dark. I've done this one already. And what I'm going to do, where's my, I thought I had my, I've done these lots before. You can take old scrap wood and make some pretty neat stuff out of it. Now I've already got this one stained. So now I want to put a clear coat on it. It only takes one coat. I'm going to stand it up, and this is quick drying stuff too. I only use stuff that dries pretty quick. You see, I do have rubber gloves on. I'm not going to do the very back of it yet because I need this to dry. A little bit. So I can flip it over. But I'm going to show you if I don't step on this cat's tail. See, it doesn't matter if it's got a little bit of green. They usually mark the plywood, you know, with the different colors. Like I said, you can go light or dark, whatever color you want. This particular project, I wanted to go dark with it. Usually I go with a lighter oak color. It doesn't matter if there's little imperfections in the wood, you kind of want that. You don't have to sand it. You don't have to do anything special. Just make sure you put down some cover on your table that you're working on so you don't get this stuff all over it. And as you can see, I'm wearing gloves. Some people like to put this on with a cloth. I'd rather do it with a brush. There's a few cracks in there, so I'm going to get that stain down in those cracks. We're simply going to go around the edges and do the edges. That's your finish. See what a difference it makes? This stuff dries clear. It's waterproof. Do the edges of it. Need something to go under there. Go ahead and do the edges of this one while I'm at it. Doesn't take much. And I'll have to prop this up on something when I finish so they will dry. And like I said, the little defects in the wood's okay. That's okay. I mean, you want some of that in there. You want it to look a little old. I got some stuff coming off the table on here. Make sure you put a mat down or something, though. You don't want this getting on your table that you're working on. Especially if you're in the house like I am. Sometimes what I do is put something like a screwdriver under there just to raise it up a little bit so it's not completely touching, so it doesn't stick. Since we got both of those sides done. Now all we have to do is worry about working on the top of it. I need to get the air blower so I can blow it off a little. Because we want to get it dry some. Now I've got pictures of my parents back when they were young. And that's what I'm thinking of putting on there. And they were pictures of my parents, just photographs, small photographs that I scanned in the computer, and I printed them out to make them bigger. So my dad was in the Navy. So you can put them on just like that, or you can trim the edges. I think this one I'm going to put on there just like this. And I'm going to just use this as the glue, so I don't have to put a separate glue on there. You want the air bubbles out. And I didn't quite get that straight. But it's kind of forgiven. That's a little better. I'm going one way, and that helps get the air bubbles out. But this is an old picture, so it's going to be streaked a little bit because it is an old picture. But it won't be quite as streaked when it dries. And if I'd went slower, it would have been a lot better. As you can see. Oh. Let me clean this brush off a little bit so I can go back over it. I got an air pocket in there. I didn't want that air pocket in there. And I don't know if it's gonna come up without tearing. Usually you can pull them up fairly easy if you get an air pocket, and because you need the glue on the bottom. There, I think that's got it. But one good coat over the top of it after you get it straight, exactly where you want it. And you get it straight, and you get your air pockets out. think the air pockets are out. You can't really tell too much of it because it's still wet. But see, it's supposed to look old-timey, and when that sealant dries, it'll be clear. It'll be clear as glass. It's kind of cloudy now because it's not dry. So I don't know which one I want to put on this other one. It's not a very good picture, but it's the only one I've got. I mean, you know, all the pictures were the old-timey pictures, so. And you see how that one will look when it's on there. But I don't really like the picture, but you know what? We're going to go for it. I need a straight ruler. This one is not very straight. I'm just going to go over it and get the air pockets out. Pull this one down this way. And you want to go over it again, but be careful because you don't want to tear your picture. Your brush helps get that out too. Some people use a sponge. And I've got a little crinkle in there. I don't want the crinkle in there. Well, I think it was in the picture. So I don't guess I will get it out, will I? Don't like those. Don't like that little. You know what? I'm going to use my old sponge because I can throw it away. I got more sponges. You don't want to rub on it so hard that it tears your paper, your picture. And that's not a very good picture right there. It's kind of faded to begin with. So I probably should not even have used it. This one is a little bit more detailed. But it gives you an idea of what you can do with an old piece of scrap wood, some pictures. And this is water-based stuff, so I can wash it right out. I always get water-based if I can, because I don't, you know, with my allergies, I can't handle a lot of the other stuff. But see if I can show these to you. Don't like the way that is. There's a little air pocket in there. I got it though. But it gives you an idea of what you can do. And there's no big deal to put a hanger on it, because you can take some, what do you call it? Unplug this. I had my charger in on my camera so it wouldn't go dead with me. Let me get this unplugged. But it shows you what you can do with a couple of pieces of scrap wood. And I guess the glare is too much on there. But you can see it. The picture was really faded anyway. And it wouldn't look right in a regular frame because it's an old picture. I mean, that picture's older than I am. So you want it in a rustic looking frame. And this one's a little bit more in detail, so it shows up a little bit better. That's my mom and dad standing in front of a monument somewhere in New York where my dad was in port on the USS Battleship North Carolina. But that's it. And it'll look better when it's completely dry because, like I said, the sealant is kind of cloudy looking now, but it'll dry crystal clear. And all you have to do is get you some tool cord, put your 2 little screws, one on each side, and screw your tool to the back of it. Make a little loop to hang your picture, and you got your hanger on there. It's as easy as that. And I'm sure you got a couple of screws around and some kind of cord that you can put on there to make a tie, and you've got a beautiful picture of parents or any loved ones that you have that you'll have forever. I mean, that one's showing up pretty good. Why is this one not? Oh, it's the angle. The angle of the light. Angle of the light on it. But I've made some like this before. And I take tool and make a loop, maybe about this high up here, and put the screws in the back. Because it's plenty thick enough, you can put a little screw in the back to screw the tool to the back of it. And then be able to hang it anywhere. But I think they turned out pretty good, considering it's just scrap leftover wood. You know? And you can do any kind of shape. You know, you can do hearts. This is what I started to put one on. And I still make, and see the tool on that? But they have a hole in that. And I was thinking about putting this little picture, like this one. I was going to put it on this somehow, but I decided not to use it yet. Because the picture I was looking for, I couldn't find of my parents. And it was a real sweetheart picture. And that's the one I wanted to put on here. And I couldn't find it. But I'll find it. And that's the one I want to put on here. To see, you can cut it. You don't even have to put it in a square. You can cut it in a heart. You know, if the picture was bigger, you could cut it like in a heart and leave a gap around the edge of it and seal it right on there and have a good keepsake. Yeah. Don't throw your scrap wood away. I mean, I think they turned out really good. And they're going to look twice as good when they're completely dry. And you only have to put like 2 coats on there. You don't want it too thick. Just enough to hold it on there. I mean, you don't have to buy decoupage. You don't have to buy separate glue. Any of that stuff. Just get your clear coat, your stain if you have any, or any kind of paint that you want to paint the wood with. That is up to you. I like to use a stain because I want it to really look like an old piece of wood. Either the dark stain or oak stain. So I think that turned out really good. And I keep getting on the wrong side. Yeah, if you got a scrap piece of wood, I think that turned out real good. And like I said, there was little defects in the picture because the picture was old. You know how the pictures get folded and they get little creases in the pictures? Well, these were like that. This one was like that. It's got a little crease right there. And I thought I put it in there, but then I realized, no, that was the one that had the crease in the picture where they had it got folded somehow. And it did that. Yeah, but that's going to look really good. I thought that was a air pocket, but it's not. But there you go. Don't throw scrap pieces of wood away anymore. You can make something out of them. And I've got another one that I do where I take like 4 pieces of slats about this wide, and I put it across 2 boards going up this way, and I leave spaces between them like this, and I cut the picture and put it on there. I did some for my family last year, year before, and sent them to them. I thought they were really neat. I don't have the wall space to hang all this stuff, but yeah, I think that's really good. I've got the picture of like this one hanging on my wall up there, but it's in a frame. And this is just one I printed off the computer from the picture I saved on the computer. Yeah, I mean, you can fix a really nice keepsake of a family member this way and have it forever. So there you go. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Y'all have a blessed evening or day, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye now.